Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. So today's class has been designed for women post-pregnancy and is one of a series of 3 that we've designed to help engage and strengthen our pelvic floor and our deep abdominal core muscles. So we don't recommend starting these exercises until you're 8 weeks post an uncomplicated delivery or 12 weeks if you've had a caesarean section. So after pregnancy, when we're looking to strengthen this pelvic floor and core muscles, we're really looking to bring together those abdominal muscles and strengthen that core. Now it's really important during these exercises that we keep that tummy flat, and we want to avoid any doming of that tummy. If you're struggling to keep that tummy flat during the exercise and you're finding that you're constantly doming, it might be that you need to seek some advice from a health professional before continuing with the classes. But most importantly, I hope you enjoy it and have some time just to relax and really stretch and engage these muscles and all the benefits we can have from that. Okay, so let's get started. So during the class today, we're going to use a little block. So if you've got a pillow or a block that you can use nearby, we're going to use that between our knees a bit later in the class. But we're going to start in sitting. So just sitting, weight going nice and evenly down through those sitting bones. Just to begin with, we'll just tilt that pelvis back, tilting it forwards, and just find that midpoint between those 2 movements. So that pelvis in that neutral position, so it really sits us up nice and tall. That chest comes forward, neck nice and long. That core's just gently engaged, just that 20% remember. If you're not sure about how to engage your core, we've got a tutorial about that on our website as well. So just engage that core gently, ribs staying soft, collarbones nice and wide, and that neck nice and long. Fantastic. So we're going to start by just really opening out our chest. So elbows into your side, breath in here. As you breathe out, opening out that chest, squeeze those shoulder blades gently back and forwards. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, opening out that chest, squeezing those shoulder blades gently back and forwards. So this often feels really nice because if we've been doing lots of feeding or just holding our babies, we're often quite hunched forwards. So just opening out through that chest, through those shoulders, feels really nice. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, opening out, squeeze those shoulder blades gently back and forwards. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, opening out, squeezing gently back and forwards. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, opening out, and back. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, opening out through that chest and back. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, squeeze those shoulder blades back and forwards. Good. A few more here. Breath in. As we breathe out, opening out through that chest and back. And again. Lovely. Let's do one more time. Breath in. As you breathe out, opening out, squeezing gently back, and then forwards, and relax those arms down. Fantastic. So we're going to open those chests out a little bit more. We're going to float our hands up to shoulder height. Breath in here. As you breathe out, we're going to reach one arm round and back, looking round with your head if you can, and then come back to that centre. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, rotating around. Breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, rotating around, looking round and back, and forward. So just rotating through that upper back, opening out through that chest a little bit more as well, and forwards. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, looking round and back, and forwards. Good. Rotating the upper body and back. Let's do one more each side. Rotating around, back to that centre. One last time. Rotating around, and back to that centre. Fantastic. And relax those arms back down. Relax those shoulders. Okay, so we're going to come round onto our backs now. So come down onto your back from here. So just have those feet and knees that hip width distance apart. Just to begin with, we're going to start by setting and finding that neutral position of our pelvis. So you can sometimes use this sort of diamond shape with your hands. Just place that onto your tummy and just dropping the point of that diamond down and then flattening back up. So just tilting forwards and back. And just looking to feel where that midpoint is between those two movements. So that diamond shape is that's almost flat onto your tummy. Good. Now that core just gently engaged again, just that 20%. And we're aiming to keep this position of our pelvis with that core engaged during all the movements that we're doing with this class. So those ribs are soft, collarbones wide, and that neck is nice and long and lifted from here. Fantastic. Okay. So we're going to start with a hip twist movement. So I want you to keep this core engaged, those hip bones pointing up to the ceiling, and we're just going to let one knee fall out to the side, just as far as you've got control. Then use those toe muscles to bring that knee back to that centre. And again, drop that knee over, opposite side, using those tummy muscles to bring the knee. Now it's quite a subtle movement, and we're aiming to keep these hip bones pointing up to the ceiling. So imagine you've got those headlights on the end of those hip bones. We're keeping them pointing up all the time. If you're finding that you're getting too much rolling or rotating, so your headlights are going off to the side, then just don't go quite so far with that knee. It might be just too big a movement for you to control. So it's quite subtle, but again, we're keeping that control through the pelvis. Really anchor down through this leg that you're keeping still, so push down through that heel just to help really keep that steady. Good. So core engaged, dropping that knee over, headlights, hip bones pointing up towards the ceiling. Good. Just opening out through those hips. Well done. If you can, breathing out as you take the leg out and then folding back. Good. Breathing in. As you breathe out, fold the leg out. Folding back. So just do what feels comfortable with the breathing. I would say just make sure you're not holding your breath, just keeping breathing as you're coming out. Very good. So dropping that knee over, using those toe muscles, coming back up to that center. Good. Well done. Let's do one more each side. Lovely. Last one. And then back to that center. Excellent. Well done. Okay, so from here we're going to go into a one leg stretch. So again, make sure you're still in that neutral position. Tilt that pelvis if you need to. That core is gently engaged. So I'm going to show you two options here. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to lengthen one leg along the floor. Breath in. As you breathe out, folding it back. And we're going to alternate sides. Breath in. As you breathe out, lengthening that leg away. Breath in. As you breathe out, fold that leg back. Now, keeping that control, so we're not losing that neutral position of the pelvis as we lengthen the leg away. So really watching for that leg lengthening. As you're lengthening the leg away, not letting that back arch or that pelvis tilt. We're maintaining that neutral position as we're lengthening out that leg. Good. And folding back. Now, if that's feeling comfortable, we can take a breath in. As you breathe out, float one leg up into tabletop, keeping that core engaged, that tummy flat. Breath in. As you breathe out, lengthen the leg away. And breathe in. Breathe out as you fold back. Lower back down. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, float the leg up. Breath in to hold. As you breathe out, lengthen the leg away. Breathing in. As you breathe out, fold back and lower back down. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, lift up. And breathe out, lengthen the leg away. Good. So we're just making sure still as we lengthen that leg away, we're not losing that control through that pelvis. We're not letting that back arch as we lengthen out through that leg. Good. So keeping that control, lengthening the legs. So it's all about that control, maintaining that neutral with that pelvis as we lengthen the leg and fold back. Good. Floating up, lengthening away, folding back. Good. And again, reaching that leg away, keeping that neutral position. That tummy staying nice and flat. Remember, keep that tummy flat. If you're finding that you're struggling with that leg lifted, then just lower it back down, sliding along the floor. Okay? Good. Floating back. Let's do one last one each side. And one last time. Floating back and lower back down. Very good. Let's bring those knees in, have a quick little hug, just to stretch that out from here. Well done. Breathing in and out. Just having a little hug there. Very good. Breath in and out. Relaxing down. Well done. Just relaxing any tension through that lower back, just as you sink down into that stretch, just that little bit further. Breath in. As you breathe out, relaxing down. Well done. Okay, so we're going to lower our legs back down. So if you've got that little pillow or block I was talking about earlier, we're going to pop that in between your knees from here. So his feet are that hip width distance apart. So just remember again, making sure you're starting that nice neutral position, that core's engaged, ribs soft, collarbones wide. Now make sure your feet aren't too far away from you, so you might want to tuck your feet up towards your bottom, just to stop yourself getting cramp in your hamstrings when we do this exercise. So we're going to go into a bridge from here, so arms relaxed down by your side. We take a breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that pelvis under, lifting up that bottom up into that bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into this bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walk that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Breath in here. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Good, and again, breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, walking that spine slowly back down onto the mat. Lovely. And again, really use that bottom muscles lifting you up. Breath in. And just walking that spine, so really peeling that spine back down one vertebra at a time. Good. So just lifting as far as you feel comfortable, okay? We're really using that bottom, engaging that tummy. Keeping those knees and that feet hip-width distance apart. So this block can just often help engage that tummy a little bit more and keep you in that position. Good. And walking back down. Lovely. We'll just do the last few here. Breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that bottom under, lifting up. Breath in here. And then sometimes people say, imagine that set of pearls and you're peeling that pearl set down one at a time onto the mat, just to get that idea of that segmental lowering. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, use that bottom, lift up. Breath in. As you breathe out, slowly walking that spine back down. Lovely. Let's do one more time. Breath in. As you breathe out, tuck that pelvis under, lifting up into that bridge. Breath in here. As you breathe out, slowly walking back down to that start. Fantastic. Okay. So we're going to keep that block between our knees if you've got it there. Arms down by your side or out to the side of you. We're just going to go into our rotation movement from here. So we're going to drop those knees over to one side. Turn your head to the opposite side if you can. Use those toe muscles to bring those knees back up to that centre. So it can just often feel a bit more comfortable to have that block between your knees here. So breath in. As you breathe out, lifting back up to that centre. Breath in. As you breathe out, drop those knees over. Breath in to hold. As you breathe out, lifting back up to that centre. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, drop those knees over. Breath in here. As you breathe out, back up to that centre. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, dropping those knees over. Breath in. And as you breathe out, bring back to that centre. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, dropping those knees over. Breath in. And as you breathe out, back up to that centre. Good. And again, breath in. Dropping those knees over. So nice rotation movement. Just opening out through that lower back. Just rotating through that lower spine. Drop those knees over. So this feels really nice to do. Just enjoying that stretch. Dropping those knees over. Turning that head. Back up to that centre. And again, dropping those knees over. Coming back up to that centre. Good, let's just do one more each side. Drop those knees over. Coming back up. And over to that opposite side. Fantastic, back to that centre. Great, we're going to just move that block out from our knee, between our knees, and we're just going to stretch through our hamstrings. So we're going to bring one knee up to the ceiling. Going to lengthen through the back of the leg. Just use your hand just to support that here. Just to hold that stretch, lengthen through the back of the leg. Just have a nice stretch here. No tension to those shoulders, those upper body. Keep that nice and relaxed. So just breathing in and out as we're holding this here. Good. And if you can, we're just going to point and flex through the foot here, just to have a little bit of ankle movement. Just changing that stretch slightly, pointing and flexing through that foot. Good. And then just pointing those toes back up to the ceiling again, holding this stretch. Lovely. Breathing in and out. No tension through that upper body again. Lovely. And then lowering that leg down. Last time on the other side, knee up to the ceiling. Lengthen through the back of the leg, holding that stretch, just supporting that leg there if you can. Breath in. And out. Just sinking down into that stretch if you can. Just feel that lengthening through the back there. And we'll change that stretch slightly, just pointing and flexing through the foot. Just moving gently here. All done. And then pointing those toes up to the ceiling again, holding that stretch, lovely. Breathing in and out, no tension through the upper back. and then just relaxing that leg back down. Well done. So we're going to come round back up into sitting to finish here. So just in a sitting position, just going back so that weight's evenly down through that bottom. We're sitting up nice and tall, that core's gently engaged. I'm just going to finish with a few spine twists. So we're going to bring our arms up to this shoulder height, breath in. As you breathe out, turning your body round, breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre, breath in. As you breathe out, rotating that body, breath in here. As you breathe out, back to that centre, good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, rotating that body, breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre, good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, rotating around, breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Last time each side, breath in. As you breathe out, rotating that body, breath in. As you breathe out, back to that centre. Last time, breath in. As you breathe out, rotating around, breath in. And back to that centre, and relax those arms back down, relaxing those shoulders. Fantastic. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the class today. Really started engaging those thigh muscles, engaging that deep abdominal core as well. So once you've practiced these exercises, you can then, for a few weeks, continue with our series and come on to our next in the series of our postnatal classes. Okay, we'll hope to see you again.